What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the first ever episode of the Put the Phone Down podcast. I'm your host, Charles Wallace. On here, we pretty much self-explanatory. We put the phone down. We have genuine one-on-one conversations with either myself or, as you can see, with a special guest. And today, my special guest is Jaesmyn. Say hello.
Hello, love.
Ideas like these, they're just so people can have a more open conversation, like I said. We don't have enough conversation these days, and that's what I thought about doing this podcast. I feel like I have a lot of just natural back and forth with people, rather it be about, sports. You can talk to someone about sports for hours, you know what I mean? It's like, why don't we just have a podcast or something like that, or about life or a situation or relationships. Everyone goes through things, so that's what this is for. Without further ado, let's get this started. Jaesmyn, go ahead and tell them, where you from, introduce yourself, give them a little rundown of what you do, your interests, things like that.
All right, what's up, guys? My name is Jaesmyn. I am 25 years old. I'm from Queens, New York. I was raised in Atlanta pretty much my whole life. I'm currently a server at a Colombian restaurant. If you haven't been there, Casa Vieja, Dorville, we're dope as shit. About myself, I'm currently in a healing stage in life. I guess something that I never thought I would actually commit to, because I have definite, really big fucking commitment issues. So this is, a really big step. I'm really big on self-improvement, self-love, just trying to be at peace with yourself. And I feel like you can't really treat people the way you should if you're not at peace with yourself.
Absolutely, yeah, for sure.
If you're not happy with yourself, you're going to project that onto other people.
Classic saying, hurt people hurt people. Yeah.
So just kind of I've always wanted to help people, help my community and stuff. So it's that all starts with you.
Yeah.
If you can't help yourself, how can you help anyone else? You know what I mean?
Diddy once said, can't change the world till we change ourselves.
There you go.
So
yeah, just basically just trying to get into it myself, trying to better myself a little bit every day as much as I can, trying to be better than I was yesterday.
Absolutely.
And just trying to see how I can make my goals come true. I'm starting a clothing brand, Lucid Trip Association.
Gotta be on the lookout for that.
Yes, I will be dropping soon. So I'm starting that. That's really just to promote self-awareness, people that have depression, anxiety, whatever the case is. People just don't feel like they belong here.
Right.
Just trying to promote that, make people feel comfortable within their own body, their own skin. Just trying to be the difference that you want in the world, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's pretty much all there is to it, guys.
And I feel like the hardest part about the journey is just the start. It's just literally committing and saying... No,
you want to know the hardest part?
What's the hard part?
The hardest part is admitting that you need to start a journey.
Okay,
the hardest part is realizing that you're not where you want to be. It's realizing that you're not genuinely happy with yourself and that you're really fucked up.
Stop faking the funk.
Stop faking the funk. And I think that has a lot to do with social media, though.
Facts.
Because back then, it's you had to, if you weren't happy with yourself, it was known.
Right, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I feel now, a lot of times, even I'm speaking for myself, not even, last week, I got really depressed and, I just felt I was really lonely and I didn't have friends. And then it's I kind of started stepping back and looking at it.
But what happened during that day that made you or that week that had you feeling like that?
So my thing is and I was explaining this to my roommate, I've never minded not having friends or having anyone to spend time with.
Me too.
Because I've always had money to do shit by myself or just I just kind of always had financial freedom. So I guess not being able to do things with people didn't bother me.
Right.
It's
you find comfort in the isolation. Yeah.
But now that I'm going through things, I've been dealing with health issues, my dog's been sick, and just being an adult, you know what I mean? You come across times where you're not as financially free as you want to be.
Right.
And sometimes, we don't realize, okay, I'm not financially as free as I want to, but my shit's taken care of.
Right.
So, I guess that was kind of getting to my head because I was looking at my nails, I was looking at my face, I was oh my God, I want to get stuff done. Even if I'm lonely, I'm going to go get my nails done.
Right.
I'm still by myself, but I'm doing something I enjoy.
Right.
And I feel that's what it is.
The self-care.
I didn't have the funds to go and do things Jaesmyn enjoyed to do.
Okay.
And I'm not used to that.
I'm
used to doing whatever the fuck I want.
Yeah.
If I want to drive to the end of the world, I can do that because I got enough money for it, you know? But
you can walk there too. You walked it into the earth.
I'm gonna be dead.
I mean, who knows?
I ain't Forrest Gump.
We could all be Forrest Gump though. If we put our mind to it.
No stamina unless I'm fucking.
Put our mind put our mind to it. We can walk across the earth.
Mostly with some Cortezes, dog. Get you some Cortezes, you go anywhere. For real.
Or somebody. You remember Roush Runs? The Rochers? You remember those? That was them shits hit harder than Yeezy that one. The Fat Farms? Them
you knew they were faking, the P was on the
The half boot looking? Nah. You was done. So them
jeans,
Fat Farms, the Fubus.
The Fubus.
Fubus. Fubu, you know Fubu, they tried so hard. Like the ankle wrap, they wanted to be an Air Force One so bad with that.
Listen, fashion has changed so much, but if you really
that's coming back though. Yeah, everything comes back. After about 20 years, everything comes back. I'll probably say the one thing I don't mess with is when the skinny clothes, but with the bulky shoes. Because you know a lot of high fashion, high designer, they're bulky shoes. Like the Balenciagas look like you're wearing your shoebox on your foot.
I don't like them.
Yeah, I don't like them either. I was for those who don't know, I am a photographer. I do a lot of nightlife photography, and we live in Atlanta, FYI, and it's a big, it's Black Hollywood, as they would like to say it. And you see a lot of people with their fits on, their tennis shoes, Balenciagas, Fendi, Prada, whatever you want to call it.
And they think they're so fine.
Yeah, it's funny. So you're not from here either. One thing that's always big is to Atlanta people, the fashion that they like is like they think it's fly. Like they think it's like the dopest thing. But literally, if I go back home and wear that, I look at like I have no style at all. You know what I mean? Like Midwest it's very like, even though we're not fashion capital, but like if you go to Midwest, you can tell people like have their own little sauce to anything. Whether it be a thrifty look or a little high fashion look, like it's not tacky. Now there's some parts of Indiana because it's kind of country. It is. It's Midwest. It's kind of country, but it's
just a little bit.
It's just a little country. Just a little twang on the style. So it's a little country, right? But
flannels and all, huh?
But it's only in certain parts though. Like, cause we got Gary. Gary is like hood. Okay. But within that, our tackiness is like the same color. That's about as tacky as Indiana gets. Like the orange shirt with the orange hat with the orange glasses with the orange thing. It's real like that's what's Midwest, like St. Louis, Indiana, fucking them type of areas. Like they
like the purple flannels with the purple jeans.
That's the only bad part about the Midwest. When it's tacky, that's our tacky, or that's our like you can't dress when you just the whole top to bottom with the mess. Yeah. What is so since you from Queens, I feel like that's like their fashion has always been up here.
I just feel like New York streetwear is just like it's just different. I feel like out here everyone's focused on like what rappers wear and looking like rappers and going back to social media.
Yeah,
going back to social media. And I feel like in New York, mind you, I was not raised in New York. I was raised out here, but like just going back and forth. And even just like a lot of people tell me like they don't get that southern vibe from me. They don't get an Atlanta vibe from me. Like people tell me like, "Oh, you from up north?" Or "You from the coast?" Like
I ain't gonna hold you. When people think that I'm from here, I feel a little disrespected.
And like I might have been raised here. And there's no disrespect to Atlanta, but I don't like being like I was here since I was 2, but I do not like.
Saying, you from here?
I don't like saying I'm from here just because it's like I feel like Atlanta is just so. They don't have they're not like I feel like in Atlanta you can't be your own person so to speak. Like I feel like you kind of have to like be what's trending right now. Like in New York, nobody gives a fuck. Like either like people are just so busy. Like bro, you could have a whole fake Louis Vuitton outfit on, and no one's gonna sit here and be like. Right. Oh, your stitching's off. Like, nah, dog. Like, bro, either you're too busy to get to work, you're too busy to catch a train, you're too busy to get where the fuck you going. Like,
but we have those what's it called? Those like bargain malls.
Yeah.
Them shits be packed more than the mall. So half the shit that people got on in Atlanta ain't real anyway.
And so that's what I'm saying. But like, I feel like just in New York in general, like the style. I don't even want to say like there's a certain style. because it's not like out here. Like out here, you'll see a whole bunch of people that look the fucking same. Like
in New York, I feel like New York, it's like Halloween every day.
Yeah,
like people
you might
just
see
be dressing.
some like emo ass nigga dressed up but fancy, like you feel me, that fire ass leather trench coat, all black dope ass.
It's like London. I feel
and
like,
or you can see some dope ass man coming out of Chinatown and he's swagged out. You feel me? He might not be rude, but he's swagged out.
Yeah.
Like, so it's just like, I feel like in New York you can't even say there's a specific trend or a specific style. Like, you in New York, you really dress how you feel. Like, if you feel like you're the richest man right now, you finna go outside with a suit and a you know, and no one's gonna turn around and be like, "What the fuck do you think you are?" Like, nah, dog. You like, it's just like, I feel like the best street wear ever is like Korean streetwear is the best, hands down. Hands down. And it reminds me a lot of the New York style.
Yeah. Like, well, Tokyo is the fashion capital of the world. Like, you ever see those videos on like it's either YouTube or Instagram where it'll be like, I don't know if it's a specific one guy, but there is a building where literally constantly he's just out there just watching people walk, and you'll see so many styles. And they're all fire. Like, you never, I feel like in New York, there's times where you'll walk around New York and you'll see someone and be like, dude, what the fuck? Oh yeah. But it's like most of the time, either that person has money or they just really don't give a fuck. Right. Like, out here, though, it's like, and I speak for myself, like, I guess it's one of those fake it till you make it things, but it's like, I've had moments where I'm like, okay, I know I'm going to go to a really bougie spot. Like, let me dress out of my comfort zone so I can fit this, like, you know? And, like, I think that's the problem, because you shouldn't have to feel like, oh, I'm going to go somewhere so I have to fit the, like, fuck that. Like, at what age did you stop doing that? You want to be real with you? Yeah, for real. I had a friend. I had like a group of friends that I was hanging out with, and I was really letting them influence me, and not in a good way. What age was this? I want to say I started hanging around them from like 18 to 20. I moved to LA at 20. How old am I? 25. I moved to LA 2 years ago. 25. How old am I? So I want to say until I was like 22, 23. So your molding years, pretty much. Yeah, like my molding years. You're out. And like it really fucked with me, because these people, like these girls, made me feel like if I didn't dress this way, or if I didn't get drunk this way, or if I didn't like shake my ass. At that age, your friends are you. Like, you bounce off each other. Whatever they do or don't do is what you're doing. Around so much growing up, I was never able to actually build friendships. So I never knew what it was like to like kind of just be yourself and have friends. Just how long were you like kicking it with them before you had to like kind of just like got away? I was hanging out with them for like 4 years. And like I said, like I was just starting to, I mean, I've always been pretty tomboyish. Just because of like childhood trauma. I felt like maybe the way I was looking was putting me in like certain situations I didn't need to be in. So I became kind of a tomboy. And so like I've never been a raggedy tomboy. Like I've always been a very pretty, like you can tell I'm very feminine. I just wear boy clothes. And then I started hanging around them, and they definitely started bringing out that feminine side of me. And it was okay until I felt like I had to walk around half naked for them to be like, okay, yes, bitch, you look good. Like, bitch, of course I look good. You see most of my body. I'm naked, ho. Like, the fuck? So, and so I got to a point where I actually got out of a toxic relationship that I started seeing how had your eyes open. I had my eyes open, and I started realizing that the things the way my ex was treating me was the same way those friends were treating me. And so I'm like, well, and they started to blend. And it started to blend, and it got to a point where I was just like becoming kind of comfortable, because I was like, well, fuck, if my man treats me like this, my friends treat me like this. Like, this is how I'm supposed to be treated. Like, even my family treats me like this. It's normal. This is fucking normal. This is the status quo. And so one day, like I told you, just one day is just like I started like, you know, dressing to how I like. I started tapping into my feminine side, and I started realizing like, dog, I'm a very beautiful human being, and I don't have to like kind of be who they want me to be. Facts. Claps to that. Claps to that. Me? Like, I can definitely be who I want and dress the way I'm comfortable and dress to where I still get attention. Like, and I feel like they didn't like that. Like, bitch, you can dress like that and still get attention from niggas we get attention from? Like, you're not walking around half naked, you're not thick as fuck, and you're still getting attention. Like, bitch, you ain't got no ass, no titties, and you still get attention from the same niggas.
Like, they didn't like that.
Yeah.
So I felt like they would try to get me out of my comfort zone so I would be uncomfortable when niggas would look at me.
Right.
That way I was shut down.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, and then when I started realizing that, I'm like, bro, you're not my friend. Like, anyone else would have been like, girl, you look good like that. Like, go ahead, go do you.
Forget all the extra shit.
Yeah, like, you don't have to. And I have friends like that now. Like, my roommate, like, we kind of tell each other, like, nah, baby girl, dress up a little bit more. Like, we're going to go to Red Martini. Like, you're not wearing that. Or like, oh no, babe, you're way too dressed up.
Yeah.
Like, turn it down just a little bit.
That's what's up.
So it's like, I like that. Like, people who understand where your comfort zone is.
Yeah.
And accept that. And it just accept you as you. So you don't have to feel like an outcast. Or you have to feel like you have to be someone you're not. You know what I mean?
Question. Okay, that just gave me an idea. When do you think you have like the best friends? Do you feel like you have the best friends at a young age or like at an older age? When do you think friends are like at their apex?
Okay. I feel like, well, like I said, I didn't really have friends growing up, but I do have friends that I've known for like 10 years plus.
Yeah.
And I feel like some of those relationships are really good in a sense, but I don't feel like, I don't know, like, I just feel like as an adult now, it's hard to build genuine relationships and friendships because it's like, oh, if you don't make the same amount of money as me, I'm gonna look at you different. Or if I want to go to a bougie ass restaurant and you say you're on a budget, like I can't. Or just like little things like that. Like
we have literally standards
exactly
for friends.
That's the
now.
thing. And so like when
we're dating
young,
them.
Like when you're young though. You don't know what the fuck is a standard. Like,
he got a Ninja Turtle. We homies.
Like, you like Pikachu too. Like, what's up? Like,
it was so all you had to do was just be
genuine.
You just had to have one interest with someone back in then. It's like we're buddies forever.
And then that's the thing. Now I just feel like everyone just like
you gotta nitpick the fuck out of
from you. Like, and I can't lie. Like before, I don't think I was ever like that. Like, I'm big on like. And also, I was about to say, I don't think I've ever had ugly friends. But the thing with that is that I don't think there's a such thing as an ugly person. Mm-hmm. Like, you might not have it all physically.
Right.
But if you're there mentally and spiritually and you're just a good fucking person, I'd rather have a good person than have a beautiful person.
That mental, that spiritual, that mental, because at the end of the day, I would rather a friend be able to be like my life raft rather than just always be like the boat next to the life raft. Since you said they're pretty light.
Yeah.
If shit push come to shove, I'll need that friend to be able to hit up, just have a conversation like this, and then you don't feel no extra shit. It's just like you let me be human, you let me be me, and you don't feel like they took anything from you. That's another, like you said, you feel like people want something from you. It's like, it's hard to find, I guess, quote unquote, genuine people to where you literally feel like if they did take something, I got it back in return. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like if there was an energy exchange, it was an even energy. I didn't feel like it, in a sense, became toxic to where I felt like I was giving in this amount of effort and they gave it back. Like you feel like it was a common ground of like, this is it. We're not struggling. It's you know what it is? It's effortless, and that's
I feel like it is effortless. But I guess that just goes back to the question. Like I feel like just having friendships from childhood are just like I just feel like that shit's dope as fuck, dude. Because to be able to be friends, like I have a friend Jeffrey, where we literally grew up together. Mm-hmm. You feel me? And my best friend Steven, like dude, like we used to bathe together as babies, and like. To this day, that's my right-hand man. That's my man's pots and pans, dog. Like, if I'm really going through a crisis, that's the man I'm with.
Right, exactly.
He knows me in and out.
Mm-hmm.
He's known me since I was a little kid. He's seen me grow. We've grown together. He's seen me on my worst. He's seen me on my brokest, my lowest, my ugliest. Like, and it's like, till this day, that's my rock. Yeah. But nowadays, it's like... not hacking our friendship, but it's like we just met. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So it's like we could probably have an argument and that's it. We're done. Right. But like if me and you have been cool as fuck since we were little kids,
it's illegal. It's like argue, you know me, I know you,
and it's gonna be like, all right, I'm gonna give him some time to cool down. Yeah. Like, okay, I know Jaesmyn's fucking crazy. Like, I'll spin the block later and call her in like a day or two.
But do you feel like, because it's hard to get to that point, because like you said, you feel like somebody wants something from you. So it's like when you get that, half the times we'll just cut the person off. They could be a dope fucking person, right? But it's like because of past, or just because we jump to conclusions about certain things, or you know, a certain situation reminds us, like, you do something and it reminds me of something someone else did. It's like, oh, that must mean it's leading to this.
Thing,
yeah.
I mean, I feel that, like, but just to go back to, like, the girls I used to be cool with.
Yeah.
I met a specific girl through one of my best friends, and me and her, we met.
Did that make you think that they were cool because the best friend said, like, hey, meet this person?
Yeah, so I trusted. Like, well, the thing is, all right, so this is the story. Like, me and my homegirl, we met, I believe I was 17.
17.
I was 17, we met. When I was 17, it was summertime. And we just, like, we've been rocking ever since then, you know?
Okay.
And we've had arguments. We've definitely had trials and tribulations to where, like, I definitely thought our friendship would have not last. But,
Right.
like, I'm literally the godmother to the child. We've gone months without talking. We've gone months without seeing each other. And it's, like, that's my, like, if she ever goes through something, like, she knows I'm there.
Right.
I know, like, you know, we got each other's back, like, when my best friend died, her mom died. Like, my best friend died, and then my homegirl's mom died, like, a month later. And so, like, it was just being able to be there for each other and, like, just love each other. And then it's like, after that, we kind of spread apart because the girl she was cool with, I didn't have beef with her, but she was, like, best friends with my ex-boyfriend's current girlfriend.
Okay.
And obviously, like, you know, it was kind of weird at first.
Right.
Like, I didn't fuck with the friend, so the friend didn't fuck with me. It is what it is. After a while, we started, like, coming around each other. We got close. But I feel like she got close to me because she was intimidated by me.
Okay.
And then we kind of...
To try to learn you.
And then we kind of just became friends for, like, those 3 years. But like I said, she'd make me feel like... She would tell me straight up, like, oh, you're not a friend that I would really consider going out. Like, if I had plans to go out that night, I wouldn't really hit you up. But, like, if I'm going through something in life and I need a deep conversation, you're the one I would call. So it's like, bitch, fuck you. Like, the fuck? This ain't no soul therapy.
I want to go out, too.
Like, I want to go. But the reason they didn't want me going out with them is because I wasn't the one getting drunk, standing on tables, shaking my ass in your face. Like, no, I was chilling, laid back, smoking dope. Like... watching everyone be a fool, you feel me?
Yeah.
And they didn't like that because they wanted more from me. So they stopped inviting me out. They started excluding me. Like,
because if they're doing that and then you're not, they get that, like, oh, she thinks she's better than me. Yeah.
But it's never that, and so it's like, although my homegirl knew me, like, my best friend, she knew, like, that's not who she is. But I'm not even gonna waste my time trying to explain who my friend is to you, because if you're not gonna accept her the way she is. It is what it is.
Right.
I'm not going to force my friend on nobody. And so, like, when I kind of, like, got out of that group, I kind of distanced myself from my homegirl. Because those were her friends. You know what I mean? And I'm never going to tell you, like, oh, you have to choose. It's me or them.
Yeah.
Like, you know, people do that.
Yeah, no, for sure.
And so it's like, I kind of just let her be like, bro, you know I'm going to be here whenever you need me.
If I got to choose, just go.
Just go.
Yeah, just
go.
go.
Like, I'm never going to do that. So it was just like, just going through shit like that, it was just like, it was hard. And then sometimes I felt like my friend didn't have my back sometimes. And then as I got older, I realized, like, that's not her job.
Yeah.
Like, if people want to think a certain way of me because they're just intimidated by me, it is what it is. Like, I don't give a fuck. So it was just kind of learning that, you know what I mean? And when I say, like, we've known each other for, like, a good couple of years now. And, like, if I'm going through something, like, I definitely know, like, this week I had a mental breakdown. And I told her, like, hey, like, I'm going through it. Like, I think I'm, like, going back to my suicidal thoughts. Like, I don't know what to do. She was like, fuck it. Do I need to pack my bag? Like, me and the kid can come stay with me for a week. Like, if that's what you need.
That's
like,
what's
I
up.
got it.
Yeah.
And mind you,
ready to go.
Like, me and her, we bump heads a lot. We fight. Like, we almost went, like, a whole year without talking to each other. And we came back like nothing. Like, if we can fight right now, cuss each other, oh, you're a bitch, you're all of that. And then she can call me 10 minutes later, like, dude, I got into a really bad car accident. Like, I need you to come here. I'm gone.
Right.
Like, let's go. Like, so it's like, those are the genuine friendships where you don't let anything get in the middle of how you guys genuinely feel about each other.
Right.
But if it's genuine, nothing can get in the way.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So it's just like, I guess it's really just learning your place in people's life.
Mm-hmm. And that literally goes with that. Learning your place and treating is the same thing as like moving accordingly. You have to treat people accordingly.
But again, that goes back to how you feel about yourself.
Very true. Very true.
Because I can feel great about myself and I can give you all this love.
Right.
And if you don't love yourself, you're not going to be able to receive the love I'm trying to give you. And
Or project it.
Or project it. Or if I don't love myself and you do,
right,
I'm going to just bring toxicity into your life. You know what I mean? So
me and you had that at the beginning. Like, because for those who don't know, I don't really like, it's kind of hard to get me mad. Like, it really is hard to get me mad.
Baby girl over here got a temper.
Yeah, so, but it's kind of crazy. It may be kind of crazy to me to do this, but like, I always attract people who are like the complete opposite of me with that. Like, their 0 to 100 is so fast. And I've been through some shit, you know what I mean? But like, those only made me calmer. Yeah. You know, for some people, shit happens and they're like, they're more on 10.
You were like, okay, like your defense mechanism was just relaxing and letting shit slide. Mm-hmm. My defense mechanism was, all right, and no one's gonna defend me, so now I'm gonna defend myself. What's
exactly,
up?
Yeah.
And like when we first met, like, dude, it took us like how long to fucking shoot?
I mean, maybe how many times I may have asked you, because I feel like we first started talking like a year or two ago, and then just drifted. Mm-hmm. Like, it was probably like a month, and then you weren't ready to receive me yet.
Yeah.
Right. It wasn't the time yet. And then a year had passed. It got to that point of like, all right, we're talking. You know, it's like.
But at first, it wouldn't be like good conversation.
Yeah,
like sometimes he would say something, and I would spaz the fuck out on him.
Oh yeah.
And like that's one thing. Like, and I even told him from the beginning. Like, one thing I do appreciate about our friendship is that he definitely helped me see kind of my flaws, and he kind of helped me see my trauma. Like, I never knew that I self-sabotaged. Like, I did it for my whole life, but I didn't realize it. Like, I didn't realize how quick I would go 0 to 100. I wouldn't realize how I would allow people's, like, different energy to affect me in a negative way. Like, he would say certain stuff and he'd be joking or whatever the case, and I'd get pissed. Like, bro, what the fuck do you think you are, dog? And he's like, oh, whoa, you got mad fast. And he'd make a joke to kind of like lighten up the mood. And I'm like, no. Yeah,
she'd be like, no, we're going at it.
Yeah,
right, we're going at it.
And he just kind of try to diffuse the situation until like one day, like, I think I just told him like I even apologized, because I told him like, you know what, like, I'm in the wrong because you're not doing anything wrong. You're not disrespecting me. You're not treating me wrong. I'm just so defensive about everything that it's like I feel like I'm always being attacked, so I have to attack first.
Yeah.
And then like, but it really took me to accept that and like understand that was my problem. And then like when I started coming back around, it was like, okay, this bitch calm down a little bit.
Yeah.
Like, but it really took me like working on myself and realizing that I was being defensive, and like telling myself like there's no need for me to do that anymore. Like, I'm not a kid anymore. No one can hurt me. No one can traumatize me. Like,
it was many times when we would be talking and I would say, like, to me, I'm like saying the most like low level of like, she should not react. Like, I'm not thinking you're going to react to it in a negative way. I'm just thinking like, that's what you snapped on. Like, it'll be serving. So I'd be so lost. And it's just, like I said, I look at stuff as so like lighthearted. Like I said, it's hard to get me mad. So like I really try to brush off as much as possible, because I know how bad life could be. You know what I mean? Like, so like I'm at that point, like I had car trouble, right? As we're getting off the highway, right as I'm turning off the highway, the muffler drops, scratching, right? And I'm like, oh no, the shit burned through. This is when the shoelace finally did burn through. And luckily, right as we're getting off the highway, there's a gas station there. So I'll pull up in there. But my first thought is like, damn it, I'm not by my house. Like, I drove 5 minutes on the highway. So it's like, regardless, I'm going to have to get it back home, right? But I don't think you can drive the car if the muffler's like, it's just going to make a loud fucking noise. So instead of flipping out, right, because I'm on the phone with my brother, and all I'm doing is saying, like, why would you tell me to put a shoelace on there and it would burn off, right? But I started to get mad at him for that, but I'm like, you should have known that too.
Yeah,
like I could, yeah, like I was about to flip out on him, but then I was like, I'm alive.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so I have some copper wire. So I'm walking around the gas station asking people for a jack. Heads up. When you need shit like randomly and you have to ask people, it is the most like I don't know. Irritating isn't the right word, but I hate having to ask people for shit when I know I do need it. Like when it's like if you don't help me, I'm fucked type of thing. You know what I mean?
You get anxiety.
Yeah. So, and it was kind of getting late, and luckily, like, it was people pulling in. I had asked literally like 5-6 people. Of course, they all say no, and I'm like, "Do you have a jack?" And I'm come to find out either everyone don't have a jack or they just don't want to give it. Probably don't want to give it. I understand that, but so one guy's like, "I have a jack, but it's covered under a lot of shit." And I'm like, "All right, cool. Like, if you say no, at least you acknowledge me." Then I was like, "All right, it's all right. I'll figure it out." So as I'm going back to my car, he's like, "Hey, bro, hold on." And he gets the jack out of his car, right? So what I have to do is jack the car up, and it's the pretty much where it disconnects at. It's like right underneath the motor. Mm-hmm. So the pipe is on the ground, and I spend like a smooth 45 minutes under my car, holding this up and slowly wrapping this copper wire around. Now, if I am frustrated in that moment, I'm not fixing that.
Not gonna fix
that shit's not getting...
You're gonna say fuck it and just sit in your car and
be
pissed or
Uber home. But remember, I'm with someone. Ugh. I'm with someone. Yeah, I'm with someone, right? And so I spent like 30 minutes doing that, and the guy, he's like, "Well, I thought you just was needing to change your tire." So, and he's like, "Bro, you gonna be anymore?" I'm like, "I'm trying to do it as fast as I can." But at the same time, I just been driving. This muffler pipe is hot. I have a burn right here.
Oh my God.
It was worse than this. Like, it was a lot bigger. It's looked better now, but that's forever a reminder unless it heal up. But so shea butter, yeah. So as I was fixing it, like I said, I could have been angry, and I already knew in my mind, if I'm angry trying to fix a hot ass pipe, I'm about to burn myself. I burn myself doing this calmly. Like, if I was mad, now I'm really mad because I'm getting burned. But why are you getting burned? Because you're not thinking. You're frustrated. You're mad at... You can't be mad. It's a car. Like, cars eventually, I don't care how nice it is, eventually it's going to break down. So, literally, I wrap it around, get it on. We head to Walmart, and literally as we getting out the car, my friend, she goes, "I'm surprised you're not mad." I was like, "What can I be mad about? That's not my control. I'm not the car."
But also, I feel like that comes back to just your intentions, dog. Mm-hmm. Like, with friendships, like I feel like you weren't getting frustrated with me because in your head, you're like, I know I'm not trying to disrespect her. I know I'm not trying to upset her. Like,
oh no,
I was
frustrated. So, I was on the edge. I was ready to... I was like, more time.
But you feel what I'm saying? Like, when I would get mad, you wouldn't, like, spaz out on me because you knew, like, well, I didn't say that to offend her. Like, she took it the wrong way, and that's not my problem.
What is me spazzing going to do?
Yeah. Like,
that's not going to help.
But it's like, even with your car, it's like, you knew. And it's also, I feel like, at least for me, a lot of the times that I get frustrated or I go through my anxiety, I feel like it's because when I was younger, I didn't have control of shit. And so now that I'm older, I feel like I have to be in control of everything to kind of make up for it. But that's where I fail because I'm not God. I'm not in higher power. Like, I don't need to control shit. Mm-hmm. Like, right now, if life would, like,
you can't.
this whole place would, like, light on fire. Like, what am I going to do about it? Like, run, dog?
You can't. Like, the only thing, literally, that we can control is, like, we had this conversation, is our actions and the way we react to stuff. That's it. The choices in action. That's the only thing we can control. So I feel like
when you kind of get, like, I've gone through things, like, recently. Like, fucking going and getting that shit out of the car. Mm-hmm. Like, I had to, like, push the cart, like, through the trunk, like, the root of the trunk. I
wish you would have told me that. I would have.
It was your mouth that I was trying to get shit. You know, 2 birds, 1 stone?
Yeah.
And so, like...
Twinkle.
Meow. I don't know why I wanted to do the minion voice, but I just couldn't do it.
I did a bird, you did a me. I'll take it to you. Meow.
And so it might, like, before I would have got anxiety because I'm like, bro, I'm about to roll this shit over this and it's gonna fucking fall over. I have the printer right there. If this printer falls, I'm fucked. Like, I have to deal with my dad, like, telling me I'm a dumbass because why did I do that in the first place? Mm-hmm. So, like, I was just like, in my head, I would have really tripped the fuck out.
Yeah.
But in my head, I was just like, no, okay, just do it. Like, just relax. Like, you're not in a fucking rush. Just pull it slowly and you'll be fine.
Yeah.
But before, I would have been like, Hadouken! Mm-hmm. Like, and it all would have been like, boom.
You would have been like, what?
You would have heard me scream from in here like, fuck! Like, fuck! fuck this shit. I don't want to do this shit today. Like, well, fuck your hour drive. Like, I'll make you, like, fuck it. We'll figure it out. Like, you know, that would have really been me. And you know that.
Yeah.
Like,
have you ever gone over someone and then, like, like, something happens, right? And they flip out on it and it's like, damn, I shouldn't have came.
Yeah. So it's like, but like I said,
I would have been so mad if you did that.
Yeah, I know you would have been.
Oh,
You would
God.
have made me do it anyways. Your face isn't going to be in these pictures any fucking way, so hurry up. Like,
I would not say that.
something along those lines in a nicer way.
Yeah, a little bit more sarcastic.
That's how you would have said it in your head.
Yeah. A little bit more sarcastic.
Yeah, so like just things with that, like I was in control of the situation. I was in control of how I treated the cart and how I took my time. Like I was in control of that and I was able to control my outcome. You know what I mean? So, but I feel like that all comes back to being okay with yourself because you know that like before
understanding
I started therapy,
yourself,
I wouldn't have been this calm. I wouldn't have even wanted to do this podcast. Like I probably wouldn't even have done this shoot. We just like, you feel me? But once you start kind of working on yourself and letting go like those angry ties or that depression or those traumas and really not letting go but trying to understand
accepting it
and accepting it.
Yeah. That's I feel like that's the biggest hill right there. Accepting. Rather past, present, future. Like I said, your reactions, controlling things is just accepting it. Like my car fucks up, I have to accept that.
Like dude, my car has been like I think a sensor on my tire fucked up, so my speed.
That is the dumbest. Hold on. That is the dumbest thing to have to fix. I need a sensor for my tire.
But the sensor on your tire, it controls your speedometer.
Yeah.
So my speedometer.
Why the fuck is that connected?
Because. Huh?
No, like, why do I have because in an old school car, there ain't no sensor for a tire. It's just, if that bitch go flat, get some more air in it, change the rotor, change the brake. Yeah, with the new electric cars, it's so much little shit can mess up the whole thing. Yeah.
So, like, my
got that damn O2 sensor. That goddamn O2. That bitch have goddamn Escalade running like goddamn Toyota. Goddamn 1947 Toyota. Goddamn. You have goddamn Tesla. That O2 sensor fuck up. That's a goddamn John Deere goddamn lawnmower.
Tesla, you had to get a new battery every 5 years.
Would you get a Tesla?
I'm not gonna lie, I did want a Tesla. But you know what it's like to like.
You have to live in a city though.
But
because
that, dog.
if you live out, you need to charge that.
Tell your man like, hey babe, drive my car real quick. Why? Just drive it. Put that bitch on, and then
How good is that auto drive? How good is that?
Yo, that shit fire the other day. We really just got off topic, but the other day
that's what this podcast is.
I was like, we're on the way to the city, and bro, this shit was so funny. We're driving and we're like already kind of high.
Yeah.
And my homeboy like, we're smoking, so like he's right here, he's driving. And he has the blunt, and I guess he had already put his car on like self-drive or whatever, autopilot. And he turns around like this. He's like, "Here you go." I'm like, "Nigga, the car." And he's like, "What?"
Oh, you know that would have flipped. I would have flipped
and I'm
that
like,
too.
"Dog, like, bro, like, what the fuck?" And he's like,
"Were you on the highway?"
Yeah. He's like, "Bitch, you're in a Tesla."
Right.
And I was like, this shit drive itself?
I wouldn't trust that though.
Bro, that shit is crazy. So like, you imagine like
I might do it one time, then after that, I don't
like,
trust.
I'm a freak. I know you're a freak. So
how
it's
you
like,
know,
bro? A freak knows a freak. Like, did we not just talk,
howdy?
Not just talk about like what was it? Iron Stroke.
Howdy.
There you go, guys. So like, you imagine how dope it would be like putting your shit on auto drive and just like be clapping cheeks like in the backseat like flap.
Very true.
Like, bro, you on the way to Florida.
I'm tall though, so I've tried to do car sex one time. It was like trying to lift a fucking couch in a Greyhound seat. Like,
you want to hear a funny story?
Yeah.
So once me and my ex were like, fuck it, like we're drunk, like let's go around the neighborhood, like because we weren't dumb, we weren't gonna fucking drive on the street, like you imagine a ticket like that, dog?
Yeah.
Like no,
it's public indecent.
You on the fucking sex offender list, like no, I'm straight. And so we're like, fuck it, like let's drive around the neighborhood. Yeah, my ex hears this. I know you remember this. I know you had a great time. So fuck you, new bitch. She's my cousin though. It's all right.
Oh my god, that just kept building.
And so back to the point. Like we're driving around the neighborhood, and he has a stick shift.
Okay.
Coupe.
Okay.
So and I mean he's Mexican, so he's not really that tall or whatever. And so, like, I'm on his lap, you know, just bop, bop. And he's, like, one hand trying to shift and shit.
Yeah.
And we're going back up the block to turn into his cul-de-sac. And we just see some lights flash.
Ah, damn.
And we're like, no, like, should we let them go? Do we go? And I was like, dude, like, my ass. Like, they can see my ass.
Yeah.
Like, turn. And so, like, he turns. And then, like, whatever, we keep fucking blop, blop. And
blop,
then we're in the cul-de-sac. Bro, tell me why his parents pull up 2 seconds behind us.
No. Wait, was that his parents? Was it originally his parents?
Yes!
Oh. They were following because they know the car. Yeah, I thought it was the cops. Damn.
That shit was just crazy. Like, bro,
did they come to the window?
No, they didn't come to the window.
Oh, okay.
I mean, they just, like, they walked past the car. They hadn't really seen my ass. They knew what the fuck was going on.
Right.
Like, you know.
Hey, at least they didn't come to the car, though. Yeah, they could have been real, like,
weird.
OD for that, yeah.
But, like, nah, dude. I remember once, like, I used to hate his mom. So, like, I was like, fuck it. Like,
Damn, you used to hate the moms?
Yeah, fuck that bitch.
Damn.
Because she was, like, a drunk. And, like, she was kind of intimidated by me. And like, she was one of those moms where I feel like she was, like, secretly in love with her son type shit. Like, it was really weird. Really weird. And so, like, I was like, dude, I mean, I want to fuck outside. He was like, bet. So I fucked him on his mama car. And then I fucked him on the porch.
Is this in the garage or?
No, we in the driveway. Yeah.
What are we in a long ass mansion driveway? This is just regular civilian pavilion.
This is what I used to drive.
Was this at nighttime?
Yeah.
Okay. No, I had to.
I didn't even want to wear a bodysuit for the fucking
picture. Yeah. No, the imagery. I'm like, you fucking in the driveway?
Like, we definitely went. Like, it was a lot of fun shit we went through, but yeah, those were crazy days. So it's like, you just imagine doing that in a Tesla, but like, it'd be really fucked up because like, you imagine fucking and then you crash and then like, what happened? Like, you were in the back seat.
Yeah.
Why are you in the back? Like, why are you guys naked in the back seat and you're supposed to be driving?
If you get pulled over while it's an auto drive, what can they do?
That's a really good question.
Because I'm not driving.
I'm not driving.
The car is literally driving. So
if you get a DUI, how would that work? Because if you're not
the car's auto driving? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Because you're not operating it. You're literally either in the passenger seat or you're in the back.
Because you can put the car on auto to drive like being parked and they will take off for you.
Okay, with the auto drive, how well does it do? Like, if you put your GPS in to go, like, it knows.
Turn by turn, baby.
It does? That's crazy.
I think some Teslas actually even come to you.
Yeah, I know that, yeah.
So it's like, dude, literally you can have your car pick you up in front of the car.
Yeah.
And then get in the passenger seat and go home. And if you get pulled over, it's like, first off, why'd you pull me over? I'm on autopilot. Well, you'd probably get pulled over because you're not in the fucking front seat. I didn't think about that. I'm kind of hot.
But that's what the car is made to do. So what would that ticket be? Using your car for what it does? Like, I'm not driving. If I'm wasted,
like, yeah,
I'm not driving. If the car speeds, which is not going to, because, well, it could if it malfunctions, but only if it malfunctions. Like, it's pretty much in cruise control.
You get to sue.
You get to sue. So it's like, do you lose? Is there a ticket?
I might have to fuck around and get a Tesla and find out.
Yeah, I don't feel like you could take it for that.
Because it's like, if I'm driving and then I get pulled over and then he sees my passenger is drunk, you can't give the passenger a DUI because he's not driving.
Yeah, he's not driving.
I think we just did something here.
I think I'm saying. I had to look that up. I'm pretty sure.
All right. That was a great conversation, bro.
Yes, it was. No, that went everywhere and anywhere. And that's why I literally wanted to start this podcast, because I feel like every conversation I have with people, it's just all over the place, but yet it's cohesive. You know what I mean? And like I said, you could talk about highs and lows, the blacks and the whites, and it's a good time. I want to thank you again for doing this. This is the first episode, so if it was a little all over the place, or if it was a little like stubbly, hey, we're just off the cuff with this. I'm not overthinking this. Just like these conversations, I'm not overthinking this. Whatever she bring up, we go off of. Whatever I bring up, we go off of it. So again, I have been your host, Charles Wallace. This has been Jaesmyn. This has been the first of millions, hopefully, of the Put the Phone Down podcast. I want to appreciate everyone who watched If you have any questions, if anything sparked your interest or, some a memory or an idea sparked you, please comment down below. Like, comment, share. And as always, show love, keep creating, man. We out of here. Oh, hold on. Is there anything you want to plug again before we get out of here? I could plug myself, but got something?
Let me see.
She got an album coming out. No, I'm fucking with you.
No, I don't have an album coming out, but I do have Lucid Trip coming out. I will be posting that as it comes. I have a couple outfits coming in the mail, so you guys definitely be on the watch out for that. But definitely, thank you so much.
Absolutely.
This is the
I'm surprised you did it.
This is the second time that it's been our first time. And it's been fucking great.
Yeah.
But I really just enjoy our conversation. Like, I really enjoy, like, even just the title. Like, just the name of the fucking channel. Like, put your phone down. Like, not in any second have we, like, flipped our phone over to check it.
Right.
And it's like, I haven't even felt the need to. Because it's like, when you're really engaged in good conversation, there's really no...
Yeah. The rest of the world
doesn't fucking matter. So I guess that just goes to say, like, it's okay to put your fucking phone down sometimes and enjoy life.
Sometimes throw it down. Sometimes throw it away.
It. Don't crack it because Apple's expensive. But for real, put your phone down sometimes and enjoy life. If
you got an Android, throw it down. That screen ain't cracking. That screen is not cracking. You know how many times I dropped my Android? I could have threw my Android out the window of a speeding highway. It's like a Nokia. You remember the Nokias?
I done dropped them bitches out of windows.
They did like a Mythbusters, literally, because they said they never break. So they were throwing it out the car.
Yeah, I remember those songs.
Throwing it out of a 10-story building. They were throwing it. Finally, they just crushed it because they're like, yeah,
over it.
Yeah, but they need to make iPhone screens that strong because this shit, you might sneeze in this bitch crack. For real.
And make sure you got a case on your phone, but not for real. Put your phone down. Get involved in your community, get involved in your own fucking life, get involved in your family's life, and just, cherish the moments that we have because we don't have many left.
Put the phone down and live.
Put the fucking phone down and live, dog.
You can have your phone with you while you're living, but put it down. You at a concert, put it down.
Social media ain't it, dog.
Yeah, nah.
That's not life. It's meant to distract you. The government is very
last question. Do you feel like social media is more good or more bad for us?
It's definitely more bad.
More bad?
Definitely.
Yeah. I feel like the best part about social media is just the exposure.
Yeah.
Other than
that, it
that,
really comes on how you use it. Definitely. But I feel like social media was definitely meant to control us and fuck with our brains, honestly. And
the algorithm.
I really feel like it was...
We're in a simulation.
The government, dog. Like, y'all really use that to control us. Y'all have us...
You get into politics like that?
Huh?
You get into politics like that?
Oh, come on. Don't play with me. But yeah, like, y'all definitely...
You running? You running next year?
Fuck that shit, dog. You didn't see what happened to Pablo Escobar, dog? Y'all ain't gonna investigate me and try to throw dirt on my name. Hell no, big dog. But definitely, I appreciate you guys. This has been an amazing first time, and hopefully many more.
Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. Yes, God.
Amen.
We out of here. Peace out.